From College Station, Texas, it's college basketball on the SEC Network. From Reed Arena tonight, Savannah State is in town to face number 9 ranked Texas A&M. With John Thornton, I'm Steve Miller. You know, John, one of the hottest shooters in the SEC again this year is DJ Hogue, and he's built on last year's injury-shortened season to lead the Aggies in several categories.
Somewhat of a sophomore slump due to this injury in the foot area. He's worked hard in the offseason, doesn't show any signs of that hindering him at all. Always known as a great three-point shooter with very much depth. A little bit more versatile this year, scoring, taking it to the rim. He's also the Aggies' second leading rebounder.
Texas A&M tonight, John, number 9 in the country, and DJ Hogue a big part of that. Number 6 in the NCAA in three-point percentage. As you said, he's kind of doing it all, and they sure have enjoyed him moving up in those things from, especially in scoring from third to first this year.
Hey, unique too. He's 53% from behind the arc and 48% from regular field goals. So his reputation precedes him. He's got the length. He's got great depth. Perfect form when he shot, and it's falling for him right now.
Tony Trocia-Morelos gets the opening tip for A&M, and Texas A&M start with the opening possession.
Anticipating the Tigers to be in the 2-3 zone and try to pack it in to negate the length that A&M has. It's still going to be a hard challenge because they're just so dominant inside.
Morelos had a nice pass into Tyler Davis, and that inside game could be challenging for Savannah State tonight.
The challenge for the Aggies is going to be the spread floor and threes, because that's what they're going to live and die by.
Javarius Jenkins with a three-pointer on the first attempt, and we expect Savannah State to probably get into the 40s in attempts on the floor for A&M. Hogue, Gilder, Trocia-Morelos, Wilson, and Davis. Savannah State going to answer with another three. They do. 2 for 2 for the Tigers and the lead.
You can see that they believe that's what they do, and they're going to play their game. This is on the road against a team that's obviously got more depth, more size, but the way they play is they're going to play fast, and they're going to try to get you to play fast too. If you get sloppy, you'll be right into what they want you to do, and that's get up and down the floor and just trade bombs.
And one pass and shoot for the Aggies, and Texas A&M will get that rebound, reset their offense. And looking inside was Davis into Trocia-Morelos, the first foul on Savannah State. Not sure that Texas A&M wanted to come down and take one pass and shoot after that, but luckily got the rebound.
Well, one thing about DJ Hogue, he will have definitely the green light. He's been shooting so well. But taking it to the rim is a big part of his game this year, and the fact that he's big enough, he's long enough, he can get it on the floor and get there and finish and draw fouls. And so that's one of the things he's doing now.
Yeah, here he sees an open path to the floor, to the basket.
And it's against the zone, but also you like to see this experience to just load up and finish strong. You're going to get fouled. If you can get a three-point play, that would be great, but go hard to the basket.
DJ Hogue, a 79% free throw shooter.
He's got a beautiful touch. Also the kiss of death.
That's right.
Nice form.
Yeah, it happens. Savannah State has a 6-3 lead over Texas A&M. Just underway in College Station, 18.5 minutes to go. Apologize for the technical difficulties. Keep you informed here. Savannah State working the ball around. That's Sellers. Off the right side to McClanahan, a three-point attempt. That's their first miss. DJ Hogue, quick outlet. Admon Gilder to the hoop. No, falls out.
Great look. Dwayne Wilson saw him fill in the lane on the outside, gave him a great opportunity to score.
Aggies 3-on-1. Gilder, Hogue, and a timeout called by Savannah State as the Aggies answer the three-point barrage with some fast break opportunities of their own, John.
What you see is they're going to be opportunities to break. They shoot it quick.
It's 6-5, Savannah State. Admon Gilder with a breakaway. Aggies regain that lead 7-6.
They got a repeat on that bunny he missed earlier.
It was on that fast break and a good ball movement, but he just didn't connect. Definitely made up for it then, and the Aggie defense stepping up.
A&M's playing man-to-man, which is going to be an interesting matchup because they do give up a little quickness with the bigs out, having to guard guys that are appreciably smaller than them, but doing a good job right now of team defense, stopping penetration.
Texas A&M with a 7-6 lead over Savannah State. Both of Savannah State's baskets come from the three-point line. 17 to go here in the first half, from College Station. Aggies utilizing the skip pass, John.
That's what you're going to have to do anytime they get down there and double team you low, and you keep it spread. Great sharing of the basketball. Didn't get it to drop, but you're making the defense hard coming back out after that help situation.
Maricus Glenn, the 6'10 senior for Savannah State, in there and battling, getting those loose balls and having the early advantage. Here's a three-pointer from Hogue. It's good, nothing but net. DJ Hogue, number 6 in the country in three-point percentage.
Just hide him out in the corner and run your out-of-bounds play. If you don't match up with him, if you're not trying to protect the basket, he's going to bury it on you.
Admon Gilder, back to Hogue. Trailer three of sorts, off the rim. Off-balance shot from McClanahan.
It's an interesting style of play, and the fact that they're going to shoot the three, they're going to try to beat you down the floor, but they're going to give you opportunities too. They get spread out to be able to run on the Tigers also. So both teams are going to want to limit, as all teams do, the number of second shots, but they're going to try to run out of the spread of the floor on the half court if they can stop them.
Aggies on an 8-0 run. Passes down low, and Aggies don't convert on the basket, but they will find their way back to the foul line.
It's interesting to see how A&M was going to attack, where they were going to share the basketball, where they're going to focus on the inside-out play, which is their bread and butter. They've done a good job of that. I mean, it's a tight game right now, but they're executing what they want to do against this smaller lineup.
16:01 to go, John, here in this first half.
Need to go and shoot free throws.
Tyler Davis, a 57% free throw shooter, connects on his first attempt.
A&M shooting 72% from the floor, from the line as a team, which is I'll go back and look at it, but it's a good way to start it, but I think much improved from last year.
Gets a second one to fall. Tyler Davis now with 4 points. Picked off the pass, Dwayne Wilson, handoff to Gilder and in for 2 more for Texas A&M.
A surprise press, jumped in it, and the Tigers did not have 2 men inbound.
14-6, A&M with the advantage. 15:47 to go, another rebound. Loose ball. Javaris Jenkins tried to may have turned an ankle here right in front of us as he saved the play and ended up converting the basket for Savannah State. Good effort, and sometimes get hurt doing so.
Yeah, get on the floor, made a save, ended up with 2 points.
Dwayne Wilson for 3. No good. DJ Hogue trying to get that rebound, but it comes down in the hands of Zach Sellers. 15:18 to go in the first quarter. Flynn over to Finner. Finner looking for a pathway there.
And
here's McClanahan.
They're still staying man-to-man.
Sellers for 3, no good.
One thing that you will see, you'll be able to run when they take shots from that far. The balls will bounce long on rebounds. You'll have a chance to push it down the floor, and it's going to be back at you.
Driving the basket is Finner. Gets the rebound. Gets another opportunity. To Sellers for 3. Got it. The third three-pointer for Savannah State. They are 3 of 6, 50% from long range.
They will keep firing it. They're not real worried about the percentage at this point. That's their bread and butter. They're going to live and die with it.
14:20 to go in the first half from College Station. Gilder for 3. Got it. So answering threes against a team that does pretty much anything they want to do from three-point range. Here's a long one. Got it, Javaris Jenkins. Goodness.
How many times when you watch basketball where one team will hit a three and you say that's a big three, then they answer with another three? I don't know if it happens consecutively for the team that started it, and that did, and that was from deep.
13:50 to go in the first half. And Dwayne Wilson looking in, and it goes out of play. We'll have a lot of fresh faces coming back in the lineups because they're going to replace some guys that have been draining some threes. 4 from Savannah State, 2 from A&M. We're back in College Station. Aggies by 3. College Station, Texas A&M with a 3-point advantage over Savannah State with John Thornton. I'm Steve Miller. Texas A&M missing Robert Williams and Isaiah Josie tonight.
Well, this is the time of the year when you work hard in practice and get a lot of the bugs out, but you don't want to have guys run into each other and get hurt and miss a game. But that's what happens when you go hard in practice, have a couple of guys. They look fine, but precautionary, have them out of the game. Missed tonight.
Yeah, they said safety first, just an overabundance of caution. These guys take a break. Tonight's a long season, and no reason to rush guys back. Sometimes play hard in practice, you get hurt.
That's what's going to happen.
It's okay.
And the protocols they have nowadays for all injuries, there's a standard way to go in to do these things. And there we see another 3. We talked to Coach Broadnax. They said they were going to not change the way they play, and they sure haven't. The only way they've changed it, they're shooting a better percentage than they've typically been shooting.
5 of 8 from three-point range for Savannah State. A&M has 2 3-pointers. We have 13:10 to play here in this first half from College Station.
I mean, from the, you live and die with it. They shoot it confidently. They know, they expect it. They also know that a teammate, when it's going up, that's the time to break to the basket as far as long rebounds are concerned, and try to offensive board off of it too. But they've got a hot hand tonight. They're staying in their zone. They're going to keep packing it in and daring A&M to try to match threes with them.
Not sure that's what you definitely want to do, is match threes with this team, because you end up trying to miss a few. And here's what was going to be an empty possession for Texas A&M. Comes a play out of bounds.
Yeah, Coach Broadnax was disappointed in that. When you get a defensive rebound against a big team like this and you throw it away, unforced error, that hurts.
Savannah State knocked down the last 2 baskets in this game, both from long range.
It's hard to make an interior pass when you have all 5 defenders hanging out in the maroon paint.
Looking inside, there's Hogue. Up top to Starks for 3. In and out, no good. Tyler Davis off the glass. Nice touch for Tyler Davis.
And that's the other part of it. I mean, you can shoot the 3 if they're going to give it to you, but it doesn't keep you from not trying hard and get the putbacks, the offensive rebound, and there's nobody that can keep Tyler Davis off the glass if he goes hard.
Tyleek Evans draws a foul from J.J. Caldwell.
Tyler's drawing a crowd right now under the basket, but he's a big, strong guy. I love it because he does load up when he knows he can take half the team to the basket. He's a big, strong man.
And if you're going to take those 3-pointers, you don't make them. You got to make sure you get those rebounds, and Davis definitely there and converting.
It's a pass to you if it's a miss.
Aggies have turned up a little of the defensive pressure here. Working the perimeters, a 3-point attempt by Descent. Quickly down the floor. Starks. No good. Davis with a putback. Tyler Davis.
That's what you'd like.
8 points for Davis.
Attack the basket, both of them did.
There's a timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. The Aggies leading Savannah State 21-17. Back in College Station, 11:52 to go in the first half. Texas A&M leading Savannah State 21-17. John, we knew Savannah State was going to take a lot of threes because that's what they do, but they are converting them tonight higher than they usually do.
Right, shoot 28% for the season, shoot 52% or 55% right now. They're going to live and die by it. You knew there was going to be a trend here when you saw their warm-up shirts that they shot around to warm the game up. On the front of it, it's printed "Good things come in threes." So everybody wore that. That's their mantra. They're going to shoot it, especially when you're 55%. You love it.
And they take more 3-pointers than anyone else in college basketball. There's 351 teams that play college basketball, and they have shot more than anyone and have played 1 less game, John, than their closest competition.
It's pretty impressive. You get that, they get more shots than anybody they play. The problem is keeping other people from shooting good percentages from the shots they shoot.
Tyler Davis with 9 points for Texas A&M. Aggies lead this one 22-17 over Savannah State. We have 11:41 to go in this first half. Javaris Jenkins with the basket for Savannah State. He had 31 points in his last outing. Tonight he's got 8 to lead the Tigers.
With their road schedule and who they play, they're not intimidated. They've been around the block. They're playing, with a lot of poise in here in a foreign atmosphere.
Well, I would assume that helps when your shots are falling.
It does. A confidence level.
And a turnover for Texas A&M. Both teams now with 4 turnovers. Quickly down the floor, Cabeza. Back to Jenkins. They go around the horn to Sellers. That a three-point attempt is no good. That would be attempt 10 for them. Oh my goodness. Tyler Davis with 11. And the 3 to answer from Jenkins.
And there you go. They're not intimidated. Big dunk got the crowd going to come down and bury a 3 on you.
Jenkins with 11. Quickly down the floor. Tigers descent to the far side for 3 from Jenkins. Felt like he was fouled. Little collision still going on there. Alley-oop and not quite in from Starks and Davis. The pace is really picking up, John.
Yeah, you're not going to get all 10 players at one end of the court at any given time. It's going to be spread out from runouts or quick threes. It's going to be a very spread floor. We're seeing that early.
Cabeza, 11 on the shot clock. Loose ball. It's 5 on the shot clock. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and that ball goes off the rim.
Good example right there where you see everybody spread out. You got to continue to run down the floor because it's easy to stand and watch. The shots are going up so quick. But long rebounds are there to be had. There's loose balls there to be had. So you got to make sure you're disciplined enough and follow the ball and get down the floor.
9:33 to go in the first half from College Station. Caldwell's shot is no good. Davis with a rebound. That's 7 rebounds for Davis to go with 11 points.
There's just no way to go. I mean, they're going to dare you to shoot it because obviously they want to play this fast-paced game. But to their credit, they're taking away penetration. You say, why don't you take it to the hole more? Well, they're all backed up on you, so they're daring you to shoot.
No, you've answered all my questions. Savion Flagg back to Davis. That's a tough pass inside. Tough to handle on the floor. 2 seconds and the shot. And they'll say a shot clock violation was difficult to hear the horn, John, but a little out of system there for Texas A&M as the ball all over the floor.
Well, this is the type of game that Savannah State wants to play, up and down. They don't want to give up a dunk, but they'll come right back at you with the 3. So they want the fast-paced thing up and down the floor, and they're occasionally going to give it up, but it's not going to hurt their fingers because they're going to get the ball back and try to bury a 3 on you.
Tyler Davis coming right into your living room on that one. And on. .854 to go, first half. Apologize for the technical difficulties with our clock and score this evening. 15 on the shot clock. Jenkins back to Sellers. There's Jenkins, long range, in and out, no good.
That's a situation where you got to put your body on people. Even though it's a long shot, long rebound, you got to get between them and the ball and the backboard, but you got to put your body on.
Starks going to the basket, had a couple of follows. Flagg couldn't get a hold of it, and that ball goes out of play. They'll say last touched by Texas A&M.
I think the adjective that comes to my mind watching both these teams play right now is helter-skelter. It looks like the style of play suits the Tigers, and they're dictating it right now.
DJ Hogue, John, getting tended to by the training staff. Looks like he has some substances on his jersey they are trying to clean up, and patched up an arm, I believe, as well. Big dunk, Admont Gilder.
In this type of game, I would think Admon would really suit him well because he runs.
Yeah, when you get a chance to break away, you take it all the way and finish it with authority is Admon Gilder. Aggies by 4. Texas A&M with a 4-point advantage over Savannah State tonight. Billy Kennedy, John, the second winningest coach all time at Texas A&M.
He's done it in a hurry. He kind of snuck up on you, but that's kind of his personality. He just quietly gets things done. Put together quite a team this year. Got off to a very impressive start. But he's done some things in recent history. Won the Southeast Conference in 2016 and Sweet 16 appearance.
And on the other side, Horace Broadnax, 12th season at Savannah State, and he is took over a team that was once 0-28 when they hired him.
Enjoyed visiting with him to shoot around today. Likes what he's got, knows what he's got, and they're going to try to flaunt the speed and quickness, and they love to shoot the three. And the thing about shooting the three, not just his team might just want to shoot the three. He wants quality threes. That's what he was talking about. We're going to do quantity, but we want quality threes. They're doing a good job of it tonight, shooting 42% from behind the arc. I
thought it was interesting when he told us, John, that their job was to play well and keep things in perspective tonight, and I think they've done more than that. They have 6 3-pointers and only trail by 4 and have led in this game.
J.J. Caldwell getting in the passing lane on the out-of-bounds play. You don't anticipate losing the ball after a timeout.
First basket by Caldwell. Trosha Morelos with the rebound for Texas A&M. Scoring drought for Savannah State now. They've missed their last 6 shots, haven't scored in over 3 minutes.
I'd like to see J.J. He's been seeing more and more time as the season progresses. He got his head up, always seeing, looking, and great anticipation skills. And he's not only on the defensive end, but he also makes other people better by great assist capabilities.
Long shot by T.J. Starks. A 3-pointer for Texas A&M. That's their 3rd to match this, try to catch up to the 6 from Savannah State. Starks with a rebound. Quickly down the floor to Flag. And he comes flying in. What will it be? Blocker charge? Don't know. Gonna go with block will be the call.
What you see what A&M has done as we've watched them for the course of the year is they'll go, everybody talks about their size and length and what they can do inside, but when they put 3 guards in there and Admon being your 3-man basically with basically 3-point guards is what it ends up being. They're quite formidable as far as getting up and down the floor, creating some real problems and matchups on the other end because of all their ability to run the show.
Savion Flag at the line for A&M makes his first. The Aggies on an 8-0 run over the last minute or so.
Aggies really impressed with this young man. Had an orbital bone problem where he got hit in the cheek, but actually started the season against West Virginia as a starter.
Flag missed 5 games during that stretch. Working him back into the lineup is Billy Kennedy. Here's Savannah State. Made 6 3-pointers, attempted 15, and a turnover, number 7 for the Tigers. Caldwell to Morelos, in and good for Tony Trosha Morelos.
That's an example of what 3 guards can do for you. That ball is a hot potato out there, getting it to the right person, making people better by sharing it.
3-point attempt by McClanahan's no good. Wilson on the rebound. All the way, but kicked it out. Admon Gilder too much to handle there. Aggies on an 11-0 run, John.
Yeah, what you like about the 3 guards that A&M can play at one time, basically Starks also, in the fact that they're strongly built. They're not afraid of contact. They've got jets and they'll run, but they'll take it to the rim. And if they draw help, their depth at seeing the floor and where the help comes from.
There is some substance, John, that has appeared on the floor. It's black in nature. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we're still picking things up. That's why they had to blow the whistle there. Off the glass for 3. Wow.
I'm not sure that was a quality 3, but it counts just as well as the other.
It does. That is three-pointer number 7 for Savannah State. They lead the nation in three-pointers attempted. They already got 17 attempted here. Inside to Morelos, no good. 5:58 to play in the first half. Aggies by 10. Another three-point attempt, this time by McClanahan. Can't get that to fall. Savannah State, one of their last 11 shooting. Wilson, stepping through, fancy. Davis, fighting through, loses it. McClanahan to the basket, blocked!
Hey, it's a thrill a minute out here. You have some rugged play under the basket. There's going to be fast breaks galore, but hustling back by Tony Morelos to get up, and if you stay back in half court and take a watch, you're not going to be a factor into the play. Got on his horse, got there, made the great block.
Great effort to get back down the floor on a fast break opportunity. Tony Trosha Morelos. Morelos, the senior. Three-pointer, go figure. This one from John Grant. That's three-pointer number 8. Aggies going to set up their offense. Had several fast break baskets. Savannah State on a 6-0 run. Gilder. Can't get that to fall. 4:54 to play, first half. To the corner. Grant. No good. Oh, it ricocheted back in. That'll only be for 2. Somebody touched it in there. I'm not sure exactly who.
About banking in the 3 and then getting a tip in on a rebound off the glass. It's kind of falling their way.
4:30 to play. 5-point game. Coach Morelos thought about a 3. It's knocked away by Jahir Cabeza.
I think scrappy is an understatement for the Tigers right now. You can see a little fatigue might be setting in, but these guys are playing on adrenaline right now. They're very much in this basketball game, and having success from one of the most important aspects of them is to be able to shoot threes, and that's their lifeblood, and doing well.
4 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds. 2. Off the mark, no good. A putback, kind of. The ricochet off of Morelos. Answers the ricochet. 4:02 to play, first half. It is 37-30, Texas A&M.
It's a lower score game.
It is.
You know, we talked about the possibility of a 100-point basketball game. Shooting it well, but not exactly lighting it up as far as putting points up from other areas.
3:38 to go, first half. Wilson from long range. Got it! And stared it down.
Not many free throws, not many points in the paint for the Tigers.
4th three-pointer for Texas A&M. There's been 8 from Savannah State. We've seen them all sorts of ways. No look to Gilder, and good. Gilder with 11.
Perfect example of sharing the basketball, but also hustle.
3:09 to play, and a timeout by Savannah State. We've seen three-pointers all which way, John. They've banked in. They've come from long range. The Aggies lead it by 12. Texas A&M in the middle of a 7-0 run over the last minute, leading by 12. And with John Thornton, I'm Steve Miller. These two teams don't quite compare too well in some of the statistical categories. Look at the scoring defense. That's not quite the story in this game.
Exactly. You've got, the rebounding is going to be a big edge to Texas A&M. A field goal percentage has, because the shots that they take are things that are closer to the basket. They're going to bombard you with threes. If they get as many shots as they get, 29% doesn't hurt you as bad. But basically shooting 40% tonight, so very much in this basketball game.
Back to play, 3:02 play here in this first half. Jenkins to Grant, to the basket. Can't get it to fall, loose ball. And a loose ball foul of sorts called on Releke Arizu.
When you're shooting 40% out of 20 3-pointers, you would think that it's a close ball game, but you think it'd be closer than that. But when you haven't gone to the free throw line, it's kind of hard to foul him when the shot comes up so quick into the shot clock. But they have not attempted a free throw, and the Tigers are getting out rebounded by 13. So points in the paint are few and far between, but the 40% field goal percentage from three has been a big factor.
And a rebound by Chandler. Gilder back to Chandler, working it around. Defense there by Jenkins on Hogue. Davis will send one up.
Just basically swamp him, have three people on him, and it's going to block. They're going to try to take that away all night.
In the corner for three. Good by Alante Finner.
Can't relax. You cannot relax. They're going to put it up.
Savannah State is 9 of 21, 43% three-point shooting. Texas A&M 4 of 14, 29%. 2:07 to go.
Actually moved DJ to the high post as a 4 player trying to attack the zone, but bounce him out.
Hoax gets a three.
It's not a bad way to attack the zone. Keep him at the free throw line, and then as a zone rotates with the ball movement, to step him out. Kind of gets lost and made him pay for it with a three.
DJ Hogue 9 points, couple of three-pointers. Attempt at the other end by Cabeza doesn't fall. Wilson to Hogue. J.J. Chandler. Step on the end line. Let me say he was fouled. That forced him out of play there.
Yeah, this is where DJ gets into the rhythm perimeter-wise. He usually starts on the perimeter. In this particular set, they started him at the free throw line, made the zone move. He bounced out, didn't pick him up, buried the three.
That play deep into the shot clock, comparatively speaking, for A&M. Made a couple of passes to help DJ Hogue get open there.
One stat would be interesting to just see what the time of possession has been for the Tigers tonight. Per possession, you know, I mean, how long they actually have it in their hands before the shot goes up.
Well, you can create more possessions that way, John.
That's what they want, right?
That's right. Sellers into the corner to Jenkins. His three-pointer's no good. Morelos out to Wilson. Bounce pass into the paint, no good. Turnover for Texas A&M. And a backcourt violation on Savannah State. That'll be turnover number 7.
Well, surprisingly, as much as this has been up and down the floor, I think both teams are even up with 7 turnovers apiece. And, I mean, it's been fast-paced. The field goal percentage hadn't been all that. A&M shooting 44% from the floor. There's been a lot of exchange of hands from missed shots and things like that, but not a lot of throwaways.
Texas A&M showing a little patience. Wilson. Look at that stance. Just points at the basket and it goes in for Dwayne Wilson.
He's got all the time in the world because they're just sagging the paint like they are. They're going to say he beat us from there, and he's done it twice in a row now.
Wilson now with 6 points from a couple of three-pointers. Savannah State trying to close out this first half, likely with a three-point attempt. Pass will be stolen away. Chandler just lays it off the glass a little bit. One shot, 5 seconds here. Chandler to Gilder, off the glass and good. And Texas A&M extends out to their largest lead, capping this first half, making 7 of their last 8 shots, and on a 10-0 run. We've seen three-pointers, we've seen slam dunks, we've seen it ricochet, we've even seen that. Aggies lead it at halftime, 52-33.
Halftime here at Reed Arena, where the Aggies are currently hosting Savannah State. Welcome into 12th Main Studios. I'm Brooke Rodriguez. Last Monday, Texas A&M officially welcomed Jimbo Fisher as the new head football coach. Let's take a look at his first 24 hours in Aggieland.
Howdy. 23 months ago, when I was given the great honor of becoming the next athletic director at Texas A&M by President Young, I stood in front of many of you and the Aggie faithful and suggested that what lured me here to College Station was opportunity. The opportunity for greatness across the board, as President Young mentioned. Today, I stand before you with proof that Texas A&M is an opportunity for greatness. So if you would, please join me in welcoming Jimbo Fisher to the Aggie family.
Howdy. It's truly a great honor and a privilege to be standing here in front of you in Aggieland today. It really is. I've always admired Texas A&M from afar and appreciated what it had. I'm extremely grateful to be here at Texas A&M, and this is without a doubt one of college football's greatest sports venues and richest traditions. And within the short amount of time that I've been here, all that said, the people here are incredible. I always tell our players this: change is inevitable, growth is optional. We want to grow. We want to live in vision. I think when you live in vision, if you can't see it, you can never achieve it. I can see what we can be. I have a vision of what we can be. We will chip away and take the things away that don't help that vision. We will increase the things that help that vision and try to take Texas A&M where it should be, at the top of the college football world. I think everything is here. It's an exciting time to be at Texas A&M, and I'm extremely proud to be your coach.
Now that Jimbo Fisher has officially arrived in College Station, Aggies are looking forward to the bright future he has for this program. After the break, we'll take you back to Reed Arena for highlights of the first half.
A lot of things to dance about here tonight at Reed Arena. These teams have combined to make 15 three-pointers by 10 different people. With John Thornton, I'm Steve Miller. Texas A&M finished the first half, John, on a 17-3 run to over the last 4 minutes. Admon Gilder leading the way with 13 points.
Prepping for this game and knowing the style of play you're going to see, you would have expected Admon to have a good night, because he does. He plays hard both ways. He runs the floor very well. He's got a lot of energy always. He can shoot the three, so he can trade out with them.
And the way he finishes the plays, leading the way for Texas A&M. And meanwhile, Savannah State, John, we knew they're going to shoot a lot of threes. They started out 4 of 7, finished making 5 of their last 16 from long range.
They've cooled off as the half progressed, but you can see on that shot right there, it might be 3-second possession, but once they pass the midcourt line, but they've shot it well. Let's see if they can continue.
Nobody in the country shoots more three-pointers than Savannah State does. We expect more of the same. Texas A&M leading this one by a score of 33-52 from Reed Arena tonight. We're back with the stats from the first half right after this. Almost time for the start of the second half in College Station tonight. Texas A&M with a 19-point advantage over Savannah State. With John Thornton, I'm Steve Miller. And when you look at the first half stats, John, not a whole lot of surprises, almost exactly what we thought would happen.
Yeah, halfway through the first half, it was a different field goal percentage and what Savannah State was staying in the ball game with. But as it unfolded, as it got closer to half, it's more back to reality. A&M's dominated points in the paint. They've dominated rebounding. Shot 50% basically from the floor, limiting, curbing it back to 32%, but they did give up 9 threes, as the Tigers are going to shoot it.
We knew they were going to shoot it. 10 different players have made a three-pointer in this ball game. One of those players who hasn't made a three-pointer, and we don't expect him to either, is Tyler Davis from A&M. He has 11 points and 13 rebounds, his 8th double-double of his career, and did that in the first half.
It's got to be some kind of I guess, significant point out that how many people get 13 rebounds in a half? There's people that celebrate that for a game. Well, he got that in a half. And
well, there were plenty of opportunities.
He can get a rarefied air if he get into 20 rebound situation. He really can.
Yeah, that is an impressive first half for Tyler Davis. He played 17 minutes. We had 4 of 7 shooting there to get those 11 points, but 13 rebounds. And for Tyler, they were spread evenly. 6 on the offensive side, John, 7 on the defensive side.
It's been an interesting game, and A&M's up right now. Savannah State's had their opportunities. It'll be really interesting to see who comes out of the locker room and can establish the type of game it's going to end up being. Possessions are going to be key, but as far as a three-point shot, we'll see if they can get that rhythm going that they'd had in the beginning of the first half.
Texas A&M closed the first half on a 17-3 run over the final 4 minutes. They're looking to add to it right here. Loose ball on the floor is Davis. 3-on-1 there.
How about a big man? How about a big man on a throw over the top out is the second Aggie down the floor to come up with a missed shot. That's hustle right there for a big person.
Yeah, extra effort gets rewarded. Gets down there and to get on the floor. I mean, it's one thing. Oh, that's just a loose ball, but look at him go.
No, in that ball to get to the paint, that was in the air. That wasn't dribbling down, so he was in a full sprint to get there.
Hogue with a 3.
That's the second time they've scored on out-of-bounds play by getting it to DJ Hogue when they've camped too tightly around the big people inside.
That's 3 3-pointers for Hogue. He has 12 points. A&M quickly down the floor. He takes another attempt. That one's off the mark. Rebound by Javarius Jenkins. A&M with its largest lead. Looking inside is Dexter McClanahan. McClanahan now with 4 points.
It's been kind of a up and down the floor game. We've talked about it. A lot of reach-in, some physical play. You don't see a lot of whistle blowing. It's been a fun game to watch. I think officials have done a good job of keeping it under control, even though it has been a little bit wild at times.
Looking inside to Davis with the nice hook. Tosha Morelos can't get the follow. Comes Sellers to McClanahan. Wanted to dunk it, and Davis was in the way.
Challenged the big man.
He went in with authority, didn't he?
He did. And Tyler got him on the head with the elbow as he tried to block the shot, which he did block the shot. But at the same time, you got to love his ability to finish. Thought he could go down there and punch it on him.
McClanahan at the line. Gets 2 opportunities here. These are the first free throws taken by Savannah State tonight.
I mean, it's only 15 feet. They should be 80% free throw shooters from 15 feet, as much as they shoot from the perimeter.
And John, you were talking about officiating. Savannah State has had 8 fouls. A&M has committed only 3 in this ball game. They're definitely letting these teams go at it.
They are, and I mean it's been fun to watch. I think you've had a little bit of everything. I mean, it was a 6-point spurt or a 7-point spurt by either team. Right before half, A&M ran away a little bit. We'll see how the second half unfolds.
Wilson, Morelos back to Hogue, a long 3, no good. Morelos gets the loose ball and throws it down the end of the floor.
A little sloppy there, but they are they're picking up where they left off. They're going to dare you to beat them from 3, so they're going to basically have a committee meeting in the paint area trying to limit the ability to go inside out, but you're going to have your opportunities to shoot 3.
Here's Sellers. Gets it back behind him to Jenkins. In the corner, McClanahan trying to get some space by Hogue. Late bounce pass. Shot no good by Glenn.
Tough rebound by Tyler. Great effort to go try to pick up the missed shot, but Tyler with his body, once he got it on you, and you had the only way he could try to have an attempt is to go over his back, and held him off, got the foul.
This is the first time we've seen some full court pressure.
We got to be careful on the cross-court pass. They bait you into thinking that's open.
Hogue with a pass to Gilder in the corner. Hogue gets in, gets the rebound. He did not get the basket. Tosha Morelos there with the putback. Like seeing Texas A&M's hustle, John.
They are. They're doing a great job. Of course, it's Admon creating it, and he does so much this team. I got a hand on that one. That's just to pick his pocket. But he plays a passing lane. He picked one off earlier in the game. Has a couple of steals. And, of course, he's the kind of guy that knows what to do with it. And one thing that A&M has done a good job in this game is sharing the basketball. Gets a little wild, a little bit easy to be a little selfish at times. You're going to have wide open shots, but they're making the extra pass.
A&M setting up its offense. That's Gilder. Zone defense, 2-3 zone continuing, John.
Yes, they are. They're going to draw a crowd when it goes in there. But what you see in that situation right there, Tyler steps in, gets the defender on his back. He's not the primary guy they go to, but while the ball is entered to the offside, he steps and gets positioned. There's really nothing you can do. He's walled you off.
Grant back to Glenn. That three-pointer no good, and a foul during the rebound.
Pushing the back. DJ had position. Sometimes in a game like this, so you see anytime it's a post-to-post pass from time to time, but you see the ball going to basically the mid-post, and then you see Tyler knowing that that's a first look. So he steps into the lane and get that big body between him and the defender, and there's nothing really he can do at that point.
Yeah, and A&M didn't put the ball on the floor, kept it above where only the tallest players can get to it.
Well, the other thing about it, too, is I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that's Tony Morelos' 8th, he had 6th assist of the game. For a post player to have 6 assists at this portion of the game, very unselfish, good hands, sees the floor.
Dwayne Wilson with another basket for Texas A&M. Wilson with 5 points here in the second half, 11 for the game. And grabs that loose ball. Quickly down the floor is Wilson. Handoff underneath, Morelos can't get it. And Davis tried to get a hand on it, and he couldn't. We're seeing every Aggie contribute tonight that's been in the ball game, John. Admon Gilder with a breakaway steal. The finish, Dwayne Wilson. Aggies lead it 64-38. Number 9, Texas A&M leading Savannah State 64-38 with John Thornton. I'm Steve Miller from Reed Arena tonight. And John, Savannah State, they take on all comers when it comes to doing that schedule.
No, we talked to Coach at the pregame shoot-around, and they embrace it. It's a great chance to sell the program. You get to play a bunch of quality opponents. They're not intimidated. They go overmatched physically from time to time, but they're used to playing on the road, and the kind of confidence they bring into this game when they shoot it well, they can be in it.
Yeah, they're trying to build up for their conference play in the MEAC. Last year, 10 of their 13 wins came in conference play. Here's Finner. Out to Jenkins.
Mentioned it earlier that A&M gives up probably a little bit of a quickness disadvantage when they're playing man-to-man in a half-court situation, but it's easy to find the shooters. They haven't given up penetration at all, and they've stayed man-to-man in the half-court the entire game. They like to mix up with the 2-3 zone at times, but have stayed man.
7 on the shot clock. For 3, it's Finner. No good. Second look.
Great follow.
Here's Jenkins.
Great follow. Offensive board. Go back to the rack, make it, and finish it.
Jenkins now with 13 to lead the Tigers. He had 31 the other night. Wilson to Gilder. Get inside. Wilson for 3, got it. Wilson in the second half. He's got 13 points, 7 here in the second half.
That's the quintessential inside-out play. Sharing the basketball, back out, uncontested shot at the top of the circle.
Both teams with 9 3-pointers. Took a while to get there when you play a team like Savannah State.
Way or the other. A&M shot way more threes than I thought they would, but basically not because it's just fast-paced. Is that the shot they're giving you? They're just packing the paint and daring you.
Aggies against the 2-3 zone. Wilson took another look at 3. Davis with the rebound. That's rebound number 15, I believe, for Tyler Davis. Morelos back to Wilson. Wilson trying to give it back to Morelos, but loses it.
It's hard to pass when there's that many hands in the paint.
Oh, big time dunk. Orizu in the open court. To make sure he's getting credit for both of those points.
No, that young man can run and got up extremely quick.
Gilder. Nobody touched him on the way to the basket. Just cleared a path, didn't they?
Yeah, it's classic Admon. He reminds me a little bit Tony Parker-ish. Shoot it on the in-between step. Use the glass. But the Tigers come back and bury a three. There you go.
That's right. Go figure. Three-pointer. I mean, really, we just put that on repeat.
You've said that a few times tonight. But consecutive threes, there's just something about them. They come in bunches.
A&M shooting 50% from three-point range in the second half on 4 of 8. DJ Hogue with 15 points. He's made 4 of them this ball game. 7 on the shot clock. Look no good from Cabeza. Oh, trying to serve it up was Gilder, and Hogue, it just didn't work out. That would have brought the house down, John.
You know, well, I love the unselfish part. It's kind of the showbiz that fans like. We both anticipated it, but it might have been just a little bit low. You know, and I think DJ was mad at himself more than he was the pass wasn't good. I think he kind of took his eye off it a little bit, wanted to finish on that.
Oh, a three-point attempt, and that one didn't touch anything as it sails out of play. That was attempt number 30 from long range by Savannah State. The Aggies have shot 24 from long range.
And what's the average for the Tigers? 40? Is it 40?
About 40 or so. Yeah.
I think we're going to get there. I think it's going to be 40 put up by Savannah State.
Caldwell into the game for A&M. Had a couple of substitutions a possession or so ago. Here's Starks. 4 seconds on the shot clock. And the Savion flag trying to get it in. Morelos tipping and touching and padding the stats. We'll see how much credit he gets for all of that.
That's at least 2 rebounds, don't you think?
I don't know. We'll see what the final total is. It's like they're going to give him credit for, I'm not sure yet. They're still tallying. At least 1, maybe 2. There is 2. So, and a putback by Morelos.
Morelos is having a night tonight. You shoot 50% from the floor, and that's been improved in those last 2 putbacks. But he has 6 assists total now and 7 rebounds.
He's up to 10 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists for Morelos. He is dishing it out a career and season high in assists. Oh, getting his own. J.J. Caldwell.
He's strong, upper body, got big hands.
Aggies on a 9-0 run.
Well, you knew the Steam had an ability to kind of catch up.
Oh, goodness. DJ Hogue, 5 3-pointers.
Just don't have the bench to be able to keep up this pace against this type of an opponent.
Aggies on the move. Caldwell, Starks for 3. Got it! 12 3-pointers for Texas A&M.
I wonder if they're going to make a rush to get a T-shirt like Savannah State. Good things come in threes after many threes that the Aggies have been shooting tonight.
That's the most 3-pointers Texas A&M has made all season long. They may be out of shirts, John. Timeout on the floor. Aggies leading this one big. Texas A&M leading by 39 over Savannah State from Reed Arena tonight. With John Thornton, I'm Steve Miller, and John Tony Trocia Morelos filling up the stat line.
Yeah, the only thing he's lacking is a 3-pointer and a free throw and maybe a personal foul, but 11 rebounds, 5 for 8 from the floor, and 7 assists from primarily a post player. Done a great job of sharing the basketball.
His career high now in assists, just at that mark, 1 short of his career high in rebounds. He had 12 a year ago against Tennessee. And he's not done yet, still on the floor for Texas A&M. Blocked by Savion Flagg. To the corner. J.J. Chandler can't get it to fall. And there is a break in the action once again. Texas A&M going strong. There's been 22 three-pointers in this game. We'll see if there's any more coming up. Texas A&M's DJ Hogue with 18 points. He is leading the way for the Aggies. A year ago, he missed the final, essentially, month of the season. He's worked hard to lead the Aggies again this season.
No, he has. He's worked extremely hard and really pretty much established what everybody thought he could possibly be. He's shooting great from 3. He's 5 for 9. He's got 5 rebounds, leading the Aggies at this point with 18. And it's just been a big factor in their success at this point in the season and the good start they've gotten off to.
He has 5 three-pointers, as you said, John. Second time this season with 5. Not too short of his career high set last year at South Carolina. But I think he may be done for the evening.
I think that's probably an easy call there.
18 points may be just enough with 5 three-pointers. It's a long season. Here's another three-point attempt. That one's good.
That was everything was contested. That was contested. That was a hand in your face, and I'm still going to bury it. A little half-court trap action, just kind of like force the issue.
There's Chandler. Double team. Can lose the ball. He's got it. To Flagg, driving the basket.
Creative. Flagg's a great leaper. He's a no-step guy. He can get up in a heartbeat, but that was kind of an unorthodox finish. But that's what called for in that situation. Used the glass, got it to go.
Rebound by Flagg, his 3rd, to go with 4 points. Starks in the corner for A&M. Lanahan there, trying to cross pass. Thinner loses it, out of bounds. It'll still be Savannah State ball.
Now you got to give it to the officials too. I mean, this has been a track meet, and I don't see anybody like breaking down or cramping up. They've kept up with these guys. The officials have. Now, got a piece of the arm. Maybe he didn't get in an advantageous position to see that because that was a foul.
Thinner to the basket, blocked by Morelos. And a turnover there. Maybe a partial block there. Morelos is everywhere. Aggies going to set up their offense once again. Caldwell, 2-3 zone continuing, John.
Yep, just packed it in.
A lot of steps by Chandler. Caldwell gets the rebound, and a fancy shot doesn't fall.
He's acrobatic. He's got, like we talked about earlier, he's got some stature to him. He got into the paint. It's hard to get in there because they have packed it so tight. Drew a crowd, got fouled. Both arms, still got it up, tried to spin it off the glass. Let's see if he can make them pay with 2 free throws.
Yeah, the 3rd foul on Maricus Glenn.
I think he can put a cap on it.
And John, look where Coach Brodnock sits.
Yeah, and I don't think it's because he's disappointed where they're playing.
He's been there the whole game.
Yeah, he's been there. I mean, and I think that's a vantage point he looks very comfortable at. I think that would serve him well if he ever plays Vanderbilt.
That's right. You would have to coach from the end of the floor. Oh, my goodness, J.J. Chandler.
Effortless. Great pass, so again, sharing the ball.
The razzle-dazzle's alive and well in Reed Arena tonight. Going for the basket is Zach Sellers. Sellers now with 8 points.
Well, you're basically playing without a starter. The Aggies are at this point. You've got, what, 3 freshmen? 4 freshmen. Well, redshirt freshmen. slowing it down just a tad.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities here. Aggies on a 20-5 run over the last 5 or so minutes. In the corner for 3. Oh my goodness! Chris Collins, you get a 3 and you get a 3.
Well, that's one thing about it. I mean, he knows the scouting report. He knows what he can anticipate tonight, and I think he knew he was going to have an opportunity to shoot a 3. He didn't rush it. He got out there and set himself up and knocked it down.
Yeah, Chandler also knocking it down at the other end with authority. The Aggies have authority in this game, 92-50. It's been a green light for three-point range from both of these teams, 64 attempts and 24 makes. But a red light for Savannah State in D1. They're going to head back to D2, John, and they're trying to embrace that move.
Yeah, Coach Brodnick obviously says, hey, basketball's basketball. I love to compete. The team will compete. Got one more year at Division I and then move back. And actually going to embrace it. You know, he said, hey, I think it might even be able to be an advantage recruiting for youngsters that want to be another little twist on one and done. They can come play there 1 year as Division I, and then as they transition to Division II, they'll be automatically eligible to go to another school. And so it is what it is. Why wouldn't you embrace that and try to sell it? So I think that's the type of schedule they play and who they travel and go see. If you're a young guy and you want to play a lot and have an ability to gain through the experience that they'll be afforded, not a bad consideration.
Yeah, he said he intends to play a challenging schedule again next year in their final year in Division I. That is who they are and what they're going to be, and a great opportunity to play those teams. Somebody wants to come play Division I ball.
No question. I think they go play Baylor next.
Baylor this Sunday in Waco. Going to take a day off tomorrow, he said, and then, oh my goodness, a dunk. So everybody's high flying here is Zach Sellers. And then I think it's Virginia after that. Collins, 3. Oh.
It's getting a little wild.
Oh my goodness. Starks from way outside here. That's a 3-pointer. That is number 15 by Texas A&M from long range. Trying to make it to 100 here with 5 to go. Didn't fall for Chandler. Alley-oop. Oh, missed it.
Well, this
is looking like an NBA All-Star game.
Not a whole lot of defense out there, but there's a lot of fireworks.
Oh my goodness, there is. Well, a little break in the back and forth here for just a moment. Got some substitutions coming onto the floor.
Well, you got if you're looking at the Aggie bench and the expressions on their face, everybody's having a good time. You know, everybody's shared in some of the excitement, but right now they're kind of enjoying seeing these guys have their moments.
And Savion Flagg will be charged with a foul over the back there in that attempt.
You know, we talked about A&M being a little short bench-wise with Robert and Chandler out, but playing
Josie.
Yes. But you got basically 4 guards.
Inside the basket by Dexter McClanahan. Yeah, Robert Williams and Isaiah Josie banged heads in practice a couple of days ago, and just overabundance of caution. Billy Kennedy and the medical staff saying, let's just take a break for tonight's game and a rest up for the next outing. Back door! Savion Flagg.
You saw him make eye contact. J.J. Caldwell is noted for his ability to throw the alley-oop and get the ball in people's hands and where they like it, and he made eye contact on the way down the floor and a little flip of the wrist, and there you go.
The last 100-point game was in southeastern Louisiana 2 years ago. Coming at you, John, back in 2015.
You got to see the reaction right here. Made eye contact, just threw it over the top. He got a run and start, flushed it.
Got to know where your teammates are. He definitely did. J.J. Caldwell to Savion Flagg.
Try to trap the corner.
Did they trap the corner on Chris Collins?
They just made a believer out of him.
That's
he
right.
shot one.
Now step move. In and good, J.J. Caldwell. He's got 7 points. Layup at the other end. Yeah, I think both teams have done with the defense. Just going to have a little fun here.
The problem with this is that both coaches, they have tape of this.
That's right.
You will see some of this Matador defense tomorrow, and it'll be talked about.
Now, as a coach, do you stew on that tonight, or you wait until the morning to stew on it?
No, you don't really. There's no stewing. It's a fun thing. They've played hard, but at the same time, it will be brought up.
Chris Collins. 2 3-pointers. 2 shy of his career high. Starks trying to deny the baseline on Finner. Be a foul called on Texas A&M. Some new faces coming into the lineup after this break. Texas A&M, big lead, 107-58. Back in College Station, Texas A&M number 9 in the country, and looking like that tonight in the RPI, among the highest I've ever seen Texas A&M, John, along with 3 other SEC teams in the top 10.
Been following it for a while, and I don't remember it at all being this high, but for sure not this early in the season. But if you look at the impressive non-conference schedule they played, it's well deserved. So yeah, and they're in good company. North Carolina. Duke number 1, but you've also got some SEC teams that are really showing a pretty good ability to fare well.
And what about the Aggies schedule that they have put together in the non-conference? What factors that played in the RPI?
It's huge because you talked about starting off with West Virginia, you got Oklahoma State, you had Arizona, and they might not have been as high ranked at the beginning of the season. They were as high ranked as anybody. You had Arizona up there, you had West Virginia up there, and they're still ranked. But at the same time, when A&M beat them, a lot of those teams that they beat that has helped their RPI, they're playing well right now.
Well, and then you see the loss against Arizona, not dropping A&M anything significant. Shows you the respect that A&M has garnered around the country this season.
No question. And you cannot, and that's interesting. It is, you get commentators, RPI is going to factor huge at the end of the season. We all know that. But there's already, I don't know if maybe it's because it's A&M, but there's a lot of talk about where A&M fits in the national scene right now.
Collins into Savion Flag. And where do you think A&M is fitting into the national scene, John?
Well, I do believe, I think as high as they've been ranked is 7th. I think that's an ability to improve on. A nice finish, strong. He'd love to dunk that, but hey, just go tough and see if you can get it to fall, and he did it. But they've proven that they can play against the quality opponents. They're going to have a chance to prove more because the SEC is shaping up to be very, very strong this year.
The crowd hoping Mark French would have gotten a 3-pointer. Didn't fall for him. That's kind of how the evening's gone. 16 made 3-pointers for A&M, 12 for Savannah State.
Less than 2 minutes ago, we'll probably only see 8 more 3-pointer shots.
And yeah, that's true. In the paint, J.J. Chandler drawing a foul, looking for a charge. Ends up getting the block call. And it's going to the line is Jahir Cabeza. And just the second opportunities at the line for Savannah State.
It's amazing. I mean, I don't think that it's any premeditated thing about not calling fouls. It's just the way the game's gone. I mean, there hasn't been. And so as unique it is to see as many threes that we've seen, it's also equally interesting that there's been that few free throw shot.
The remaining moments, and these teams still playing pretty strong. May not be playing the greatest defense in the world, but still playing strong, and that's exactly what we were expecting from Savannah State.
No, and they're taking this in stride. They knew there was a long road to go to be involved in this thing. Fared well in the first 2/3 of the first half.
Now getting a few of the contact fouls happening. Texas A&M with 6 players in double-digit scoring, led by DJ Hogue's 18. He's been on the bench for quite a while. He had 5 3-pointers. Starks with 4 3-pointers. Wilson with 4 3-pointers, and Chandler in some limited minutes goes to the bench with 6 points.
How about Tyler Davis ends up with 17 rebounds in 24 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That is how the evening has gone one shy of his career high. He's not going to get in the game to be able to make a career high. That's all we'll see of Tyler Davis this evening.
Again, another impressive stat is Morelos with 7 assists, leads the Aggies. 5 assists by J.J. Chandler, but also matched with J.J. Caldwell. Done a great job of sharing. 30 assists total for the game.
The Aggies with 32 assists on 44 made baskets. Monte Finner makes that one. Mark French with the ball for A&M. The alley-oop, couldn't get it to fall. Collins picks it back up. Here's Collins with, I believe, 10 points. 10 points for Collins. That's 7 Aggies in double-digit scoring, and Collins only been on the floor 7 minutes. Everybody wants Mark French to get the bucket. The sophomore from Plano, played at Prestonwood Christian Academy.
This might be the smallest lineup A&M's going to play with this year.
There's Collins. Looking it off is Nebo. French to Collins, and it's blocked. Byers.
Bench is on their feet.
Oh my goodness.
To see how this is going to finish.
French to Byers. No! I mean, why not? Why not try to get the other 3?
They're serious.
And the layup. Good by Orizu. That is it. Texas A&M answers a 3-point barrage. They get 16 3-pointers, 7 players in double digits. Savannah State ends up with 12 3-pointers, John, and a good effort.
No, they did, and they knew what they had to. It was a tall order to get here. They were going to play their game, fared well in the first half, just ran out of numbers in the second.
All right, John, the Aggies a winner tonight. For Dr. John Thornton and our entire crew at 12th Man Productions, I'm Steve Miller saying good night from College Station, Texas. Again, the final score, A&M 113, Savannah State 66. Watch a replay of this game. Log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of the SEC ESPN Network. So long from College Station.